Scale is often treated as the beginning of systems. But systems don't begin with size. They begin with sufficiency, with the smallest structure that can reliably move value from one state to another. Every income system, no matter how complex it becomes, is an expansion of a very small machine. And if that smallest machine does not work, nothing layered on top of it ever truly will. The smallest version of any income system is not a product. It is not a platform. It is not a funnel. It is a complete loop. A loop where attention becomes trust, where trust becomes exchange, where exchange becomes continuity, where continuity feeds learning. If any one of these is missing, what you have is not a system. It is a sequence of actions, hoping the rest will appear later. Most people don't start with loops. They start with fragments. They generate attention without a clear transfer of belief. They create offers without a defined outcome. They make sales without a retention path. They build content without feedback. Each fragment can produce motion, but motion is not circulation. And without circulation, systems starve. The smallest viable income system is the smallest structure that can circulate value once. Not once emotionally, once mechanically, where one demonstration of value creates the conditions for the next. This is why early income often feels fragile, because fragments require constant re-injection of energy. Every sale must be pushed. Every result must be recreated. Every customer must be manually bridged into the next step. Nothing is yet connected. The smallest version connects. It does not do many things. It does one thing end to end. It attracts one kind of person. It delivers one defined outcome. It captures one form of learning. It reinvests one result back into itself. This minimal loop is where systems are born. Not in revenue, in behavior. Until your structure can reliably produce the same type of transformation twice, you do not have a system. You have an event. The smallest system is not built by asking, "How do I grow this?" It is built by asking, "What is the simplest path where value can move without breaking?" That question removes almost everything people try to start with. It removes scale. It removes brand. It removes automation. It removes audience fantasies. What remains is function. Who enters? What changes? What leaves? What returns? This is why the smallest version is uncomfortable. It strips identity away from the build. You are no longer a creator, or an entrepreneur, or a visionary. You are a mechanic. You are not expressing. You are assembling. The smallest system is also where illusion dies. It shows you if attention actually converts, if outcomes actually satisfy, if delivery actually holds, if people actually return. There is nowhere to hide in a small loop. There is no volume to mask weakness, no branding to inflate perception, no complexity to confuse causality. Small systems are honest. They reveal whether what you are offering is real enough to sustain itself. This is why so many builders unconsciously resist starting here. Because the smallest version does not reward imagination. It rewards contact. Contact with users, with outcomes, with friction, with misunderstanding, with drop-off, with disappointment, with surprise. But contact is what teaches the system what it is. Until that teaching happens, any attempt to expand is fiction. The smallest income system usually looks unimpressive. A narrow service, a single offer, a tiny audience, a manual delivery, a crude loop. But inside that crude loop, everything that matters is already present. Flow. trust transfer, expectation management, outcome delivery, retention logic, feedback capture. When those elements exist, refinement becomes possible. You can strengthen, you can simplify, you can stabilize, you can separate, you can automate, you can amplify. But when they do not exist, growth only multiplies confusion. The smallest system is not designed for income, it is designed for coherence. Income is a side effect of coherence. When the parts align, exchange becomes natural. When exchange becomes natural, repetition becomes possible. When repetition becomes possible, learning accumulates. When learning accumulates, leverage begins. Every durable income system in existence can be reduced to a tiny working loop that once lived in obscurity, not optimized, not scaled, not impressive, just functioning. A single path where value moved without collapse. The danger is that many builders mistake minimum effort for a minimum system. They create the smallest workload, not the smallest structure. They look for shortcuts, not sufficiency. The smallest version is not the least work. It is the least complexity that can still complete the full cycle of value. If it cannot complete the cycle, it is not small. It is incomplete. This is also why validation does not mean interest. It means circulation. Someone enters. Someone changes. Someone exchanges. Something is learned. Something improves. Someone returns. That is a system. Once this exists, even at microscopic scale, you are no longer guessing. You are no longer imagining. You are no longer building from theory. You are building from behavior. And behavior is what systems grow out of. From here, every improvement has direction. Every new layer has a foundation. Every form of leverage has something real to multiply. Without this smallest version, all expansion is narrative. With it, even the slowest growth is structural. This is why the smallest income system is not the first business model. It is the first proof that your structure can hold value long enough to let it move again. And once value can move again, you no longer need to invent systems. You only need to evolve the one that already exists.